fellow kings, and good morning, queens. If you don't think of yourself as a king or a queen, well then, good morning, fellow humans. First off, I want to say congratulations to those of you just finding out you're going to be having a baby, and also congratulations to those of you that have had a child. Not everyone gets that opportunity or chance or choice, so please continue to appreciate the opportunity you have in front of you. Appreciate the fact that you have an opportunity to bring your fruit into the world during this time in the world. The Bible says that we should be fruitful and live in abundance. Bringing a child into the world is being fruitful. Caring for, raising, providing for, leading, teaching, loving, and giving hope to your child is considered living in abundance. We have the ability to be abundant in all aspects of life, but we choose to focus on what we focus on. You have the choice to do whatever you want, and you choose to do what you do. How do I do this? How do I do that? Are you telling me you've never heard of Google, Yahoo, or Bing? What have you researched and looked into about this and that I can clarify or help you better understand this and that? Please feel free to leave a comment or send me an email at afathersperspective@gmail.com. I am also on Facebook and Instagram at A Father's Perspective 88 and on Twitter at A Father's Perspective. Please continue to do things on purpose and with a purpose. Now let's get into the podcast. This episode is for people that unexpectedly and completely did not plan to start or have a family so soon. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are great relationships that started out as an unplanned future together and turned into the best time and future together. There's also the opposite. Having a kid and or children is not an easy task emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially. Having a child takes more effort, thought, and commitment than you realize and that you have now, most likely. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're probably smashing 10 times a day, every day, and not expecting to get anyone pregnant. I mean, condoms are just so uncomfortable and uncool, right? Like, woohoo, let's play Russian roulette and take our chances. Well, since you're here, guess what? You won. You hit the jackpot. You're going to be a parent and a family man now. Woohoo! Minute to win it, and you won with plenty of time to spare. Now, this is the part that separates the kings from the clowns, fellas. Support the mother of your child, fellas. She wasn't that crazy when you stuck your car into her garage. You could have wrapped it up. You could have done a lot of things, but guess what? Whatever you did and whoever you did produced something. The purpose of what you did is to reproduce, not for 50 seconds of screwing something easy. I don't mean any disrespect, ladies, but some of you just allow yourself to be screwed by anyone with a lollipop. If they can figure out how to turn you on, they get access to the candy shop. Stop messing with these little screw boys. Stop messing with little boys just trying to seduce you and make you another trophy and number to the collection. Practice safe screwing, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to have intercourse before marriage, I'm tired of hearing that all men are bad and all women are hoes. I'm tired of people doing grown things but not being grown about it. How many people do you know that have 3 or more baby daddies? How many people do you know that have 3 or more baby mamas? How many baby mamas or daddies do you have? How many people do you know that are struggling with or without children? How many people do you know that keep having children when they shouldn't? How many people do you know and currently surround yourself that you would 100% trust them not only with your child, but around and with your significant other? Ladies, can you trust this man not only around your friends and people, but around his friends and people? This isn't a debate. Kings and queens listening to this, both males and females have bad habits, traits, characteristics, characters, and whatever you want to consider bad or unwanted in a relationship. Fellas, can you trust this woman not only around your friends and people, but around her friends and people? Make sure whoever you choose to have an intimate connection with, make sure they are who they say they are. Make sure you choose to lay down with someone who is right for you. How do you know if someone is right for you? By getting to know them, silly gentlemen and ladies. I could go deeper into those things, but we don't have enough time for that today. That's what she said. But since we are here, let's focus on what's important now. Your child and the mother of your child. Ladies, I mean zero disrespect. But fellas, if you haven't already, get another pregnancy test just to make sure it wasn't a false positive and get some prenatal vitamins at the same time you get the test. Now is the time to take care of what you started. If you have no interest or intentions in staying with this woman, carrying your child, and or you have no time or you're too busy to raise a child, that's a BS excuse. And you need to step up now and make some time. The sooner you get started, the better for the prenatal vitamins. Plus, getting it now will save you a trip to the store later. Prenatal care is important for your child and the mother of your child. Also, don't just think about what you're going to have to change, lose, and or give up. The mother of your child is going to go through a complete body transformation with crazy hormones and mood swings to go with it, and a dummy who has no clue what he's doing. Fellas, on your first child, we are pretty much dummies because a majority of us literally have no idea what to do, and we didn't have the best support or examples of what to do and what not to do. You remember some things as a kid, but not what you were exposed to in your life in the womb. No matter what your mother went through, she still managed to bring you into this world. Your life does not stop or slow down as much as hers will or did during pregnancy, giving birth, raising and caring for not only a newborn baby, but also the person who helped create the baby. Fellas, I don't know what to do or I don't want to do should not exist when it comes to your child, especially in the first 5 years, because she doesn't know and doesn't want to do things too. But unfortunately for the women who choose a low value man, you will get zero to very little or useful help. To be honest, some dudes just could care less. For the fellow kings out there who love and respect not only their mothers, but the mother of their child or children, and their kid or children, continue to be kind and patient with her, the mother of your child, and to her. You are a true alpha. Set your own money aside and buy her and bring her flowers each trimester. If you're not working now, would be a good time to get some work. You don't really want the mother of your child to have to work until she gives birth and then go back to work a month after because you guys are broke. If you do not have an emergency fund, it's time to get started on one. If you don't have control or a hold of your finances, now is the time to start getting those things under control. Your child, the mother of your child, and your future are depending on you being able to control yourself. If you are not the breadwinner or the one bringing in the most money in the relationship, do not act like a beta male and get insecure or feel bad or weak. Be proud that you have a woman who is taking care of her business. It doesn't matter if it's from her mommy or daddy. It doesn't matter if it's from an inheritance or trust fund. It doesn't matter if it's from child support or alimony. If she's selling her kitty, OnlyFans, Snapchatty premium, hoeing, or fishing for whatever is willing to bite that day, then it is a major problem. Same thing goes with dudes, ladies. Cardi B said it best. She don't cook, she don't clean, but she's wet and gushy. Yet she had to divorce her husband because she was not the only wet and gushy or even the best because he kept going somewhere else. He was getting the title of having the lady with the wop and still maintaining his title of smashing everyone else who said they don't cook or clean either because they got some of that wet stuff too. And he said he has to be the one to give you that title. The only way you get a chance at that title is by giving it up. Guess what? He doesn't care because he has millions of options. She does too. But she's not looking for options. She's looking for someone to make her a priority. But she doesn't make herself a priority because she settles for dudes like him. Now to get back on topic. Money doesn't mean anything when it comes to who wears the pants in the relationship. You could probably sell something on OfferUp or Facebook and make enough to buy one flower. You don't have to or need to, but there's nothing that happens to us during this or any pregnancy. It doesn't have to be flowers. It just needs to be something from you that shows you appreciate her. And no, your Snickers mini is not how you show appreciation to a woman, gentlemen. FYI, gentlemen, a trimester, that's a 3 month stretch, span, interval, or period, however you want to call it. And there's 3 trimesters in the pregnancy, which adds up to 9 months. 9 months of a little tiny seed growing into a little baby or multiple babies inside of you. Imagine what this woman is now experiencing inside of her body. She knows, sees, and feels that her body is changing. Show her you appreciate her. Sacrifice to bring your fruit and seed into the world. It doesn't have to or need to be expensive or a bouquet or multiple flowers. Even one flower will make her day and surprise her. Remember that for the future, fellas. Random flowers can brighten a lady's day. Alright, now that we have that covered, the next thing we need to do, since this is and was unplanned, is to start planning. Can you afford the cost of healthy and nutritious food for not just you, but her and your child or children, for those of you lucky enough to have twins, triplets, or anything more than those? No matter if you can afford it or not, find out where your closest WIC office is. That stands for Women, Infants, and Children. It's for pregnant women and also available for children and mothers of children ages newborn to 5. Don't let your pride, ego, and insecurities get in the way of getting resources that your family needs. WIC gives you free money for food like fruits and vegetables, milk, eggs, and baby formula and baby food. Do not let your pride and ego get in the way of the free resources available to you and your family. If you are dating someone who is pregnant from a different relationship and or person, if you have zero intentions or interest in treating this lady or child right, just walk away now. Unless you have a thing for bedunking pregnant women and another man's baby and man juice still in there. Did you know, just like a credit score, it takes 7 years for DNA to be removed? Like 7 years of relationships is in there, and now you're in there too. You're either a man that's found his soulmate or a clown playing around with someone who doesn't deserve you. You deserve better than that, queens and kings. Your child or children don't deserve that. To be honest, that's how I feel when it comes to children. Children need to be nurtured, protected, respected, loved, and cared for. They're not for abusing, touching, molesting, or any other type of mistreatment. If you or anyone you know is going through something similar or they need help, please contact the authorities and get the child and or children to safety. If we stay silent, that's what they want. If you see something, say something. Same thing for domestic violence. Do not raise your hands, fists, feet, head, or anything to or at your partner. Do not stay with someone who hits and or abuses you. Mind games, manipulations, needing control, forcing themselves on you, forcing you to submit, unaccountability, unreliability, unfaithfulness, and or lies are all red flags in your relationship. Not just relationships, but in general. But if this is what you want in a relationship, you are probably not going to like this podcast and show. In all honesty, there's too many women getting pregnant by multiple people, and those people do not stay because they are not high value men. Low value men need to be under or on top of someone all the time. High value men are focused on business, family, and you. High value men support you and help you to do better. Low value men make things harder for you and set you up to fail. Being a high value man, woman, or person does not mean you have money. Being a person of high value means you hold yourself not only accountable, but to a higher standard than everyone else. A high value man does not use his power, authority, position, or money to impress women or people. A high value man uses his power, authority, position, and or money to better himself, his future, his family's futures, and the people around him. A high value man is respectful. A low value man constantly has to bring others down to their level or below them. A low value man spends all of his money on things and stuff to impress people and to make it seem like they are living a certain way. A high value man saves his money, invests his money, and lives below his means because he knows something that low value men do not know. You have to change your mindset and way of thinking. Plan and prepare. Now that you're going to be a father, start planning and preparing for your future and your family's future. I know we say money is not important, but finances are a big reason for divorce, along with cheating, abuse, and low value mindsets. You want what you want. That's why you get what you get. If you want something different, you're going to have to do something different. "Oh, I've always been this way" is a freaking excuse not to change your behaviors. "That's who I am. I am who I am." Bullcrap. Because you were like this around your parents. Because are you like this around your parents? How about when police are around? What about at work or court or your children? Or how about public places? Better yet, how about at places where you feel out of place? Are you still like that? For those of you that understand gang culture, would you act the same way you act in your turf compared to someone else's turf? Would you act the same way you would act in a known territory compared to gated communities of Beverly Hills and Hollywood? How can you be kind, caring, and compassionate to other people more than you are your partner or significant other? Because you don't care about them like you say you do. To be honest, you don't respect them like you respect your parents, police, work, people of authority, or even celebrities and famous people. You're about to be a father, unless you just want to be known as the baby daddy. I would suggest you start figuring out you and what you want, not just in life, but what do you want for your child that your parents never had the chance or opportunity to do for you. What are you doing now that really isn't helping you or your future, but you do it anyways? Work on those things. Better yourself. It's definitely not easy, but sooner or later you're going to have to deal with and face not only yourself, but your past and the choices and decisions that you made to get you to where you are now. Once we can identify the areas that we are not the best at, then we can take steps to improve ourselves in that area. It doesn't happen overnight, but it also doesn't take 100 years either. Some people will never have to man up, as they say. Some people will never have to change their attitudes, behaviors, and minds. Some people say they do what they want, but they can only do what they can do. They live paycheck to paycheck. For some of you, you're living paycheck to the weekend. By all means, do what you want, but don't complain about these men and women out here doing what they want to. If there's anything I want you to take home and carry with you from this episode, it's to work on yourself. What's it going to take to find something that motivates you to do better and want to make better choices and decisions? If having a child doesn't motivate you or inspire you to be the best version of yourself for and because of them, what will? How would you help your child if they were in your shoes at the moment? If you can't be told anything, then you can't be told anything. Expect your child to be the same way, and don't even think about scolding them for doing the same crap that you do and did that you still haven't stopped doing, and for anything that your partner does or did. Children and kids are not dumb or stupid. They see the dumb crap that you do, allow, and tolerate. They copy that crap too. It might not it might not necessarily be in the same way, but they mimic what they see, hear, and are exposed to. Take the time to work on and start fixing your bad habits and behaviors now, before your child is born, because you won't have as much time when the child is born, and the extra stress, because you won't have enough. Because you won't have as much time when the child is born, and the extra stress that comes with having children enhances your bad habits, behaviors, and traits. Hold yourself, your partners, and the people you allow and bring around your children to a higher standard than you do your children. Children aren't bad for no reason. There's something causing that behavior. Just like you have things you're still holding on to from the past, children hold on to things and have feelings about things as well. Think about what you do and your actions before you do things. Keep trying to do and be better than you were yesterday. Life is not a competition, it's a marathon, and you win by constantly doing things that are good, better, and great for you. Life is in your hands. Try your best to make yours a good one.